Welcome to the Whiskey Lovers Society with me, Gert Retief. Tonight I am looking at 8-year-old whiskies. Now, my previous whiskey, I did pour myself a wee dram, the Ben Rinner's 9-year-old, and really nice whiskey. Quite a surprise for a 9-year-old whiskey. And of course, if you want to go look at the video, I will put it in the end card so that you can see what a 9-year-old independent bottled whiskey tastes like. Nice one. But tonight we are talking about 8-year-old whiskies. Now for me, by just adding the number 8 on a bottle, does that make it a age statement whiskey? Or it's in your heart or in your wallet, it is actually still a no age statement whiskey. Now for me, I'm on the side of anything at less than 10 years old. For me is a no age statement whiskey. It's like a later trend that I've seen people putting a 5-year-old on it. And of course, then I presume it's a age statement whiskey. Well, it is still a bloody 5-year-old whiskey. Now for me, I did a little bit of a poll a couple of days ago, and I asked people what are they willing to pay for this no age statement whiskies. Well, for me, under 10 years old, and it was a little bit of a surprise. I had asked, what will you pay up to a maximum of 50 euros for a bottle? And 30% people said they are willing to pay 50 for a bottle. 60 euros a bottle, 26% said they were willing to pay 60. Maximum 70, 11%. Maximum 80, 15%. And my last question, will you pay anything? I was quite surprised that 19% of the people said they are willing to pay anything for a no age statement whiskey. Well, there was some comments. They're not willing to pay it for everything, but if there is a whiskey, a special whiskey, high ABV, non-chill filtered, natural color, then they might consider it, and especially with a little bit of a rarity to it. Now, my wallet does not agree with that. I cannot keep on buying these bloody expensive whiskies and keep on paying prices just because it's a little bit of a high ABV. But it is just me, and of course that brings me into tonight's topic, 8-year-old whiskies. Now, I went through all the 8-year-old whiskies that I've tasted over the last couple of years, and I picked my favorite ones. Now, I did also do a little bit of research, and on one of the whiskey websites, I looked at how many 8-year-old whiskies are available. They had 160 pages of 8-year-old whiskies, with quite a lot per page. So, well, not all of them are new. Some of them have come from the previous years, and some of them are still available. But of course, some are going to be crazy expensive. So I'm going to start off with my list. Of course, 8-year-old must be a list of 8 whiskies. It did take a little bit of time to go through the whole process, and of course doing a little bit of tasting on the side to make sure that I select the best ones. And in no particular order, I had to start off with a Kilkerran, and I'm talking about the Kilkerran cask strength sherry cask, 8 years old, bottled at 58.1% ABV, natural color, non-chill filtered, something that I was totally in love with the first time that I tried it. There's a little bit of a peat going, it's sweet, it's smoky, there's a little bit of a savory note coming out, there's a little bit of a toffee note, there's a little bit of a raisin note, there's a little bit of a Christmas cake in a glass type of note, there's a little bit of a friendliness, a little bit of everything well balanced whiskey. Now for me, I do like a little bit of a sweetness in my peated whiskey. A little bit of that sherry influence makes a peated whiskey for me so much better. And of course, it is cask strength. As soon as you try it, it is warm, it's hot, it's oaky, it's smoky, a little bit of a tannins coming through. There's a little bit of a stunningly sweet notes coming out. There's a little bit of a chocolate note coming out, that raisins, that dates, that figs, all that you would expect to find in a nice sherried whiskey. Now, what I do like is the cask strength. Couple of drops of water, opening it up a little bit. You control the way that you want to drink it. Water, no water, it is up to you to decide the perfect level. Love it, and I will definitely recommend it. That is my first whiskey. The next one on the list, a little bit of a surprise, another peated whiskey. I think a lot of people that have watched my channel, all my subscribers, are going to be a little bit surprised that I picked another peated whiskey, and probably not the last one. Well, spoiler alert. And I'm talking about the Glen Scotia peated. I did like it. It is I just want to make sure on that. It is the Glen Campbell Malts Festival Edition 2022. 8 years old. So not going to be easy to get one of these. But if you can get it, take a look. It's really nice. It is, of course, Pedro Jimenez sherry cask. It's sweet, it's peat, 56.6% ABV. Correction, 56.5% ABV. And this is one of those ones that needs just a little bit of time in a glass, just to settle down, just to get a little bit rid of that volatility of that high ABV. And of course, it's 8 years old, but this one drinks and feels like it's a little bit on the older side. And that's what I really liked about this whiskey. It did not feel youthful for me. There's lovely mellow notes. There is a little bit of a vanillas coming through. Raisins from that Pedro Jimenez sherry. That little bit Christmas cakey feeling that you get with it. It's not crazy sweet. I was expecting a little bit, Pedro Jimenez tends to be overly sweet. In this one, there was definitely not a lot of Pedro Jimenez sherry left in this barrel. Even if you look at the color, it's definitely not that dark PX type whiskey color coming out of it. The next one, a little bit of a shock. Again, peated whiskey. I was a little bit surprised myself that I'm picking another peated whiskey. And of course, for this one, I picked the Talisker 8-year-old. It is also a special release 2021. It is bottled at 59.7% ABV, bourbon barrel, matured, non-chill filtered, natural color, and of course, it is bloody expensive. I think this is one of the ones that's probably the most expensive on my list. It's light, it's sweet, it's friendly, little citrusy note. That smoke is coming through, a little bit of a TCP notes coming through, but it's definitely not very powerful, and more into the ashy notes. Love it. A little bit of a hint of a mint coming through on it, and on the taste, it is just lovely, sweet. It's toffee, it's vanilla, it's a light smoke. And a little bit of a honey note that comes out. So really appreciate this 8-year-old. The next one, well, I had to go with this one as well. And I'm talking about the Kilkerran 8-year-old. And this time, not the sherry cask. We are looking at the port cask finish. Oh my word, it is lovely. That is sweet. It's bottled at 57.9% ABV. And of course, we're also talking about this cask strength type of whiskies, that whiskey that you can control. Again, with the lovely fruity notes, the sweet notes, the chocolatey notes, a little bit of that raisins, pears, dates, figs. They also, well, it's just a lovely sipping whiskey, a lovely sniffing sipping whiskey. I like the flavors and aromas that comes out of this whiskey. So definitely something that I will put on my list. And if I can have one on the bar and a couple of backups, I would definitely be very happy with them. Of course, on the taste, it is for people that love a sweet whiskey. All that Christmas cake in a glass type of whiskey. And of course, again, you have an opportunity to proof down up to the level that you would like it. The next one, Port Aas Cake, also 8-year-old. It is bottled at 45.8% ABV. And of course, another smoky whiskey. Well, a more mellow smoke, a little bit of a licorice note that comes out in it. It's sweet, it's soft, it's friendly, a little bit of a caramel note, a little bit of a banana note, a little bit of a chocolate note. So that was my first one that I've tasted that I liked just because of the friendliness of the smoke. And I would definitely recommend the Port Aas Cake, 8 years old. The next one on the list, well, this one is not peated, that is the Glenfarclas, 8 years old. Now, natural color, it is only bottled at 40% ABV. That is the lowest one ABV wise on my list. It's fresh, it's fruity, it's sweet, it's apples, there's toffee, it's creamy, there's a little bit of a cinnamon note, there's a little bit of a cotton candy note, there's a little bit of a charred peaches note on it. Nose is just fantastic for me. And of course, on the taste here, it's sweet, it's toffee, it's strong actually for that 40%. I was a little bit surprised. It's a little spicy note coming out of that 40%. It's a little bit of oaky. Did not expect that. That's warm and I just love it. Definitely something that I would like to have on the bar. The next one, the Broch Ladi 8 Classic Ladi. It is 50% ABV. American oak, European oak. They have this light floral winey note for me. It's strong, it's sweet, it's honey, it's red apples, it's caramel, it's toffee notes. So lovely on the nose. Now when I reviewed this one the first time, I did not like it. I had to go back a couple of times for me to find that balance. The oakiness on this one was very strong for me. It was peppery, strong, light sweetness, very spicy for me, loads and loads of oak. And I could not get my head around that oakiness of it. It took me, I think, about 2 years of drinking all this different type of whiskeys to find that oakiness can well balance some of the sweet notes. Now, I do like the Classic Ladi, and it's something that I would definitely recommend. If you like oaky, tanniny, bitter whiskies. And of course, the last one, surprise, surprise, I'll never kill Karen, 8 years old, Oloroso Sherry Cask this time. I think they are just doing a fantastic job, especially with the Sherry Cask whiskies. This one is bottled at 57% ABV, natural color, non-chill filtered, and of course a hint of a classic Kilkerran smoke, not overly smoked, a little bit of a bacon note, vanilla, raisins, dark chocolate notes, brown sugar notes. There's a glazed ham type of note coming out. There's a sticky toffee pudding. Oh my word, it is fantastic on the nose. Of course, when it tastes, it's nice, viscous. There's a little bit of an oiliness. There's a little bit of a sweet sherry notes, a little bit of a spiciness, chocolate note, oaky note. Absolutely fantastic one, and I would definitely recommend this one as well. And that is my list on my top 8-year-old whiskies. What do you think? Which ones 8-year-old whiskies will you add to this list? What is your favorite 8-year-old whiskies? So thank you very much for watching. As always, please remember to like and subscribe, and I see you next time. Cheers.